and the police state ends with me. We made it one more day. Now, folks, the police, and especially the Bartlesville Police, shouldn't need this, but it is obvious that they do. The police shouldn't need to be reminded that they are government representatives. They are agents of the government. They need the reminder that they are in an official government position where they are given the rights that regular citizens don't get. And I want to point something out to you here. All along I've been using the word citizens, not civilians, because that's the wrong word to use in the context that these videos are in. The only people that are not civilians are the military. Both the regular citizens of the United States and the employees of the government, such as the police, are citizens. They are not non-civilians. We are all civilians except for the military. Stop anyone who thinks that there's police and civilians. That's wrong. We are all civilians. They are not a military force over the people in this country. That's not factual. Now, that may be the way they're behaving and the way they're militarizing their police. That is not the law. That is not the Constitution. There is no military walking the streets. We're all citizens. There is no police and civilians. Only the military are not civilians. The police are citizens just like us. But, like I said, they're given rights that regular citizens don't get. They have the right to arrest, the right to detain, the right to raid homes, the right of deadly force, and more. And this government position as a police officer is not, it is not your personal playground to act out your sick power trips. You are not a family. You are an individual police officer that takes an oath to the Constitution and are paid with citizens' tax dollars. This is not an extension of your personal feelings and beliefs and desires. You represent the government, not yourself. When you act like a childish bully as a police officer and break the law, it is not just you that you make look bad, but the government and our entire country, and you show the entire world. When you breach civil and human rights, the law and the Constitution, you are reflecting poorly on the government and the citizens of the United States of America. This is not just about you. Not just about your selfish, childish, bully tactics. You are a government representative. Act like it. Every moment. This is not your personal playground. You are not military. You are not police and we civilians. We are all citizens. Get that through your head. If you want to act like you're the military, go join the military or go back to the military. Why did you leave it if you wanted to be at war with people? You are not at war with us. We are not at war with you. I've said it again and again. Go back and watch that video, Bartlesville Police, Chief of Police speaks propaganda. The citizens of the United States of America are no true threat to the police. Fact, that is a fact. It has never been safer than to be a police officer. It's more dangerous to pick strawberries, to be a bartender, or to drive a cab. Our society does not, as a whole, harm police. And pretending that because there's a few crazy people in the world that want to harm anyone, such as a bartender, that means that everyone's bad, like the police want to pretend with this war on cops crap. It's just propaganda. And I'm not buying it, and you shouldn't buy it either. It is not police authority or your power as a police officer. It is the government's. You are just entrusted with it. And know that word, entrusted. You're being given a lot of trust by the citizens of the United States of America. And how many of you are breaching that trust? How many of you are so psychopathic, sociopathic, and arrogant as to take the trust that's given you by the citizens of the United States and use it for your own personal gain and your own personal childish bully power trips? And all too often, you should not be entrusted with such powers, and you darn well know it, because you've shown you are not capable of controlling yourself. Whether it's wanting to beat people up, whether demanding people speak to you in a certain way, whether you want to suppress free speech, or you want to tell people what they should and shouldn't do, you want papers, everyone, give me your papers, even when they don't have to. And there's about 1 million reasons and times when the United States of American citizens do not have to show papers to the police, and there's only a couple where you have to. And everyone knows that. And so do the police. To pretend like when we walk the streets, we have to carry papers with us, and when we're demanded them by the police that we have to give it to them, there's about 1 million instances when we do not have to give it, and only a couple when we do. No one should be pretending that we live in Germany, Russia, or papers please, Italy, when under fascist rule, under Mussolini. We are not that country. We acted. The police stepping out of their roles, breaking the law, breaking citizen civil and human rights, breaching the Constitution constantly, daily. Watch it on YouTube. Demanding, show me your ID, show me your ID, show me, I'm going to arrest you for failure ID. And then having to throw the cases out. All they're doing is using their power to make your life hard, to get you a criminal record, even though you didn't break the law. I could go on for days about it, but you can Google this stuff. These people, these police officers are not capable of controlling themselves, not capable of behaving as an honorable person, but rather as a roaming gang of armed robbers just looking to harm the citizens of the United States of America and getting a psychopathic kick out of it. Only a psychopath gets a kick out of hassling people day in, day out, all the time, harassing them, trespassing on their property, stealing their property, creating false documents, lying under oath. I mean, they're getting a kick out of it because that's who they are. Irresponsible, should never been entrusted with that badge. If you are a bad cop, then you are the worst kind of criminal, and this is about you. And you know it. You know who you are, and so do we. You aren't fooling anyone but yourself. The police state ends with me. And with that said, I'll see you tomorrow.